Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. And today I'm going to do a video a little bit different. I think a lot of times people in the hobby, veterans in the hobby, if you want to call us that, think, well, everybody knows everything and you don't need to tell people about that. Surely everyone knows about that. And there are a lot of things when buying sports cards or trading or going to shows or whatever that the veterans kind of take for granted. Like we've been doing this for a long time and not everybody knows about it. And there's so many new people in the hobby. There's so many people that simply don't know things. And so I wanted to do this today to explain to you something that I use that I think is super helpful. And so if it's something you want to use, great. I just thought I'd throw it out there and share it with you guys. My experience with this service, and it's sniping. And sniping is just last second bidding on an eBay auction or a auction, but you can't really snipe on auction house stuff, but eBay you can snipe. And so what it is just having a computer, a robot basically bid for you, right? And so I was introduced to this, oh gosh, a couple years ago now. Eric, those back pages, one of my great friends, and again, another huge veteran of the hobby, right? Been doing this forever. He and a bunch of my other friends too swear by sniping. And I was like, I was the traditionalist. I would sit there and watch the eBay countdown until the last second, and then I would put a bid in. Or sometimes I would just put a bid in early in an auction and just let it run, and whatever happens, happens. And then I was introduced to sniping, and it has completely revolutionized and changed how I bid on eBay. I don't do it really any other way now. And so, what I want to do is show it to you, show you what it is, and you might have this eureka moment where it might make sense for you and what you're doing. So, what I'm going to do is share my screen here. So, the service that I use is called Gixx. And there's the website, Gixxon.com. I'm logged in right now. So easy up here on the right to create an account. Right now, there's 5,000 plus users with pending snipes, 35,000 snipes total. And yeah, so they have two different services. There's a free service. So it's something like if you just want to try it, you can, and it's not a download. You basically do it on your computer. You go here, log in, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But yeah, super easy. But the catch with the free version is you can only win 4 snipes per month. Per month. So that's a lot. I mean, that's not a lot. If you're doing a lot of bidding, that's not probably something you want to do. There is a paid version, and don't roll your eyes yet because I promise it's not that big a deal. The paid version is all the main services, everything you saw up here, but go to Gixxon.com, read all this stuff yourself. But it is multi-server. So there's like two different, like you have a mirror server. So it actually puts your snipe on. Like if one misses it for whatever reason, another one will catch it. You can choose different snipe time choices, meaning, do I want to snipe it 3 seconds before it ends, 6 seconds, 8, 10, 12, 15, etc. And there are different reasons why you would choose different times. I'm a 6-second guy. That's when my snipe goes in. I want to do it early enough where I feel like it gets in, and late enough where if the guy that's watching it is sitting there watching it, it will not get, he doesn't have time to put in another bid. So it is 100% reliable, blah, blah, blah. Here's the big thing. Cost of Gixx mirror is $6 a year, 50 cents a month, $6 a year. And you just set it up where it's on, like I just auto pay it once a year, $6 whole. If you have a problem with $6 coming out of your bank account and you don't remember that it was there, then we need to talk because you have other issues. But that is super cheap and super helpful. So let me show you kind of how it works. So I'm going to go up here on the right to my Snipes. These are all Snipes I placed last night. Like, actually, these are the last 2 nights. So all you do to put in a snipe down here at the bottom, add new snipe down here. And so you would go to your eBay, you get the item number, you put in what your bid is. And I've got 6 seconds. I can change that here if I want, but I don't. And then you add it and it's there. And it shows that my mirror subscription is good till December 14th, 2022. So in December, I will renew again my $6. But these are all cards that I have sniped in the last 2 days or tried to snipe. And what you'll see is like on this very top one, 57 Tops Mini Minoso, 4 Sharp Corners had a ton of auctions. I'll be getting these in later this week and show you guys the cards that I did win. You'll see some of them here. It's really cool that it's got links to the description. Here's the item number. You do have to put in your eBay username and password. You have to tell them that because they're going to bid for you. And so they have to log in for you essentially. And so that's no big deal. Never been a problem. And so here's a Minoso PSA 5 that I did not win. In fact, it went for $70 and I bid $42.65. The next one, Billy Williams, I put a high bid in of $26.65. I won it for $20. Right. And during the auction, like if I saw that this Minoso was already above my snipe and I was going, I really want that card, I want to bid more, you can edit it. You can also delete a snipe. So if you're like, I don't want this anymore, you can just delete it and it won't snipe for you. So those are certainly things you can do in the process of an auction ending. So I was the underbidder on this Brooks Robinson here. I bid $45.65. It went for $46. This Yogi Berra went for $83, well above what I was wanting to pay for it. One of them I wanted my exact bid here, $36.60. I put in weird numbers, by the way, when I bid. I don't do even numbers. I don't know why. I've just always done that. So that's how that works. It's super simple. Let me talk about some kind of pros and cons of it. There's not many cons. Let me stop sharing this and I'll just talk. So to me, sniping adds a ton of peace of mind. Number one, I can do this days in advance. As soon as the auction comes up, I can go put in a snipe and then I don't have to sit there and remember and watch my eBay watch list and, God, I hope I can win this and da 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 da. The other thing that's really helpful about sniping is it allows me to take a step back before the price starts going nuts and the bidding wars begin. I can go, here's what I'm willing to pay for this card and put a bid in that is comfortable for me. And then if I win it, I win it. And if I don't, there will be another one down the road. Everybody, none of these cards are rare. I'll find them again. And so that allows me to stay patient. It allows me to stay within budget's not the right word, but if you are on a budget, it would allow you to stay within a budget. Like, look, I can only pay this because it's within my hobby budget for this certain card. And so it keeps me from getting caught up in the emotions of last second bidding and like, oh, I'm going to win this. And, we have egos and dudes are just, we don't like to get beat. So, but this, and some I win and some I don't. That's just part of the game. And that's really like why it's so awesome. And if you're not utilizing it, I would ask, why don't you use it? I mean, there's a free version that you could use for at least a few snipes a month. And then B, it's super cheap if you want to buy and have unlimited snipes. I mean, it's not a huge cost. So if you're buying cards on eBay, this is kind of a must have, in my opinion, that you should just have sniping capability and be able to do that. My friends and I that do this, when we win an auction, it's like, hey, I want a card tonight. And they're like, what was your snipe? And so we just know that that's how we buy cards, is by putting in snipes, because it's so easy. Why wouldn't you do it? Cons are, I having a hard time coming up with a con of not doing it. I guess some people just like sitting there at their computer and waiting for an auction to end. I don't know. The con might be that you're going to get outbid sometimes, that you're not going to bid high enough. And if there's a card that you really, really, really want, that might be a con, is, or you just put in a snipe that's so outrageous. If it's you don't know if it's going to go anywhere from $50 to $100, put in $1,000, and that way you'll win it, kind of thing. I don't know. I've never done that. But I guess you could if you just really had to have a card. That's something that's a con, is you do get outbid. If you're not paying attention, the price can go above your snipe. But again, I found that to be not just rare is not true, but just not important for me. So anyway, that is it. I didn't want this to be a super long video, but I did want to go over this as a service that's out there. I'm sure there are other services that do the same thing. If you know of any, put them down below. Maybe it'll help somebody else look at a different alternative. But Gixx has been great for me, and hopefully it would be great for you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you learned something. We'll talk to you soon.